Hello, my name is Susanna Deves, and this is my final project presentation for GPH 724. For the overview, my project, we analyzed a workplace for potential hazards. I picked Site 2, the office, which is located in Portland, Maine. They employed 60 full-time employees. 60% were female and 40% were male. Their ages ranged from 22 to 50 years old. The employees work 8-hour days, but their shifts may vary. They are not required to take breaks, and they spend the majority of their time typing, usually over 5 hours a day. There is no safety committee on campus, and have been no OSHA visits discussed. So the main purpose of this project was to conduct a site analysis and form a hazard analysis report. In order to identify risk factors, information has to be collected about present hazards, and it's very important to conduct worksite inspections to prevent injuries and illnesses from occurring. So this report summarizes the results that we found in the analysis. So we did a site visit, and it was conducted and videotaped at the UNE office. During the video, the office workers were seen standing and sitting at their workstations. They tested the temperature, humidity, noise level, air quality, and light measurements. The temperature was measured as 25.5 degrees Fahrenheit. The humidity was recorded as 52.2% in the office. The light level was recorded as 480 lux on average. And the air quality was difficult to measure, but they asked the workers if they were affected in any way. That was their way of measuring. We evaluated the ergonomics, the desk height, the keyboard. The keyboard was seen a little bit too high at 29 inches for that worker, and her feet were touching the floor, which was good. The temperature was cold for the worker. It's difficult to measure temperature and how people react to it because everybody has a different temperature they prefer or feel more comfortable in. So this employee featured was wearing mittens, and she was very cold. And she also advised that the AC vent blows directly on her throughout the day. She advised also there was a slight air quality issue. She thinks she experiences dry throat, but it was pretty easy to, eliminate by just drinking or sucking on a lozenge. She saw mold in the bathroom, and there were no chemicals mentioned or seen on the video. There was a high noise level of 75 dB, and light level was recorded at 480 lux, as I mentioned before, but it was proper. It was in the right range. After that, the employee that we featured was sat down and asked 14 questions about psychological strain. The answers could have been strongly agree, disagree, and strongly disagree. The JCQ, the job content questionnaire, was used to measure the skills discretion, decision authority, decision latitude, and psychological demands. And after we reviewed the psychological strain questions, the job demands weren't concerning to me or seemed like to the instructor. So the recommendations. So we saw repetitive keyboarding, and it was also mentioned by the employee. So there's nothing we can really do to reduce or avoid keyboarding, but there are definitely steps we can take to reduce the risk for an injury occurring. We can do stretching activities, and taking frequent breaks is very important. Having correct ergonomic setup in the workstation is also essential to preventing injuries. Adding padded wrist rests and adjustable surface to hold the keyboard is also very important. Another strategy I thought of too, we could maybe use voice recognition software, and that would save the employee from having to type so much, but that's just a possibility. Another thing we recognized was the high noise level. It was very high. It was like almost, I think, the noise level of a vacuum cleaner, and it should not be that high in an office. So there's things we can do to reduce that, like installing sound absorbing materials like soft carpets and padding to the walls. So that's an idea. Reducing the mold in the bathroom. They didn't have much ventilation in the bathroom, and we can install an exhaust fan or a window. And also trying to use cleaning supplies like bleach and hydrogen peroxide regularly will definitely help reducing or eliminating mold in the bathroom completely. So not too worried about that. The last recommendation would definitely be to organize a safety committee, and it would help reduce workplace injuries and illnesses. And these are my references. Thank you.